So tell me your name.
Joan Meadow.
And tell me about who you have training in our program and what program they're in.
Okay, my 9-year-old daughter Jade is training in your program, and she's there because she wanted to take something like kickball, and the closest I could associate it with was kickboxing, and we ended up looking online, and I found you guys.
Excellent. She's in our junior amateur program, so what we got about like 7, 8-year-olds to about 11-year-olds, and she's one of the smaller kids in class.
Mm-hmm.
And so just kind of tell me a little bit about the experience that you've had as the parent. Watching, and then a little bit maybe what she's told you as your daughter.
Right. Okay. From the very first class, the very first pre-trial class, it was hands-on, and I don't think she's ever had that. She's taken Taekwondo, but all they did was forms. They didn't actually spar with anyone. There was no hands-on. And she says to me, "Mom, I really am more comfortable wrestling with the girls than the guys because she's not used to putting her hands on guys and having guys put their hands on her. But she's learning." And she loved it from the very first class. I said, "Now, are you willing to make a 6-month commitment to this? Because if you're not, we're not going to do it." "Oh, yeah, I love it. I want to do it." And I said, "Okay, there's no quitting halfway because I will load you up in the car and put you there, whether in your pajamas or whatever." And she still likes it. And she's challenged by it. She, I think, learns something every time. You teach her a different technique, a different move every time. And she's paying very close attention to the technical aspect of pulling down their arm and why you're doing that, and tucking your chin and why you're doing that. You explain it verbally as well as showing it to them through demonstration with one of your other coaches. Then she said to me, "Mom, I don't learn stuff by hearing what I'm supposed to do. It's easier for me to learn it if I see an example of it." And she does. You give them all of that.
Awesome. So let me ask you, you said that she had taken some Taekwondo and did the forms and didn't really like the forms and wasn't really teaching her how to defend herself and whatnot, kind of giving her that false sense of confidence. What did you put her in Taekwondo for that you now are finding that in an athletic program like what we have, you're getting all that same stuff? What were you looking for when you put her in Taekwondo and realized that this is doing all the same, if not better?
I put her in Taekwondo originally because we had tried other activities and sports and she didn't like any of them. And I thought, well, that would give her discipline and structure and teach her some amount of self-defense if she ever needed it. She's small for her age. And she is the one that came to me and was bored. She's like, "Mom," because it was time to sign up again. She goes, "Mom, I don't really want to do this anymore. All we ever do is forms, and we just learn forms and practice them over and over, but we never use them. I just don't know why we're doing all these forms if we're not going to use them." And I explained to her, I'm sure as you get to a higher and higher level, that you will be sparring, but you're not to the level of sparring with anyone yet. And you guys put them on hands-on, not really sparring, but practicing with another person, actually touching and grappling from the very first day.
What would you tell a parent who might be looking for either martial arts or looking to build confidence in their child and self-esteem? There's this age of bullying, and that's a big thing about trying to, have children know how to stand up for themselves and defend themselves. And we're doing that with trying to build their confidence and actually teach them realistic self-defense and, like you said, hands-on. What would you tell a parent looking for martial arts and looking for all the things that they believe they'll get from traditional martial arts like karate and taekwondo, but knowing firsthand, like you do, that they're building that false sense of confidence because they're not really learning how to defend themselves. They're just doing drills and katas and ippons. So what would you tell a parent, this is why you should come do martial arts over here at Athens Fitness and Mixed Martial Arts? As
a parent, I did not realize that when I put her in Taekwondo that they were never going to use their sparring and their form, or they're never going to spar, I'm sorry, that's the wrong word. They're never going to use their forms in real situation competition with one another. The difference between traditional martial arts is I think they teach them a lot of moves and techniques, but they do it alone. They don't do it in practice in real life with another person, whereas your class in hardcore gym or mixed martial arts, you guys from the very first day have them doing it hands-on with grappling. And she had never wrestled with another person before other than me. We play in the living room and we're wrestling, but she loved it because it's real. And I told her, if you were ever in a situation where somebody's bullying you, wanting to stand up and beat you up, all you got to do is grab them by the middle, get them down on the ground, and then you know what to do with them because you've practiced this. And for a parent that wants to put their child in a mixed martial arts or karate class for discipline and structure and to learn to defend themselves, that's the discipline and structure maybe, but to actually learn to defend themselves, they're not going to get it because they haven't practiced that in class with a real person. They've only done the forms and the what ifs. If in this situation, then this is what you do. Breaking the board, you hit them like this, you hit them like that. But they've never really used it.
Would you tell a parent, that might be concerned with safety issues, that, kids are grappling and wrestling, and even on occasion they're doing some light sparring with full safety equipment on. But, do you find that the environment is safe for your daughter? Like I said, she's one of the smaller kids in class, and have you had any issues there? Have you ever been on the outside worried?
No, not at all, because you, Coach Luke, and Coach Steve make it a point to walk the mat whenever they're actually grappling, and you look at every pair of kids that are grappling, and you make sure that they're doing the technique correctly, or you'll tell them, put your arm here, put your hand down here, or roll your legs this way or that way. You tell them what they are not doing in order to learn the proper technique and move. And when they're doing a good job, y'all give them the self-esteem and the confidence of the, that's it right there, that's awesome, that's fantastic. And the kids love that. To let them know when they're doing it right and to correct them and give them proper instruction when you see them not doing it right. Y'all are very, very good about making sure that everybody's safe, that they're safe, that their partner that they're practicing with is safe, that nobody's doing anything that's going to be hurtful, like holds, neck holds. You said you don't do it with this part of your arm, you do it with the elbow, and things like that are important. Because no, I would not put my daughter in a class where she's going to get choked like this and seriously hurt.
Let's wrap this up. To give me some final words for any parent out there is looking for a martial arts program for their child, and kind of give them just final couple words about why they should choose, Athens Fitness and Mixed Martial Arts, as far as what we're teaching and some of the life building stuff that we do with our mat chats, and just wrap it all up, and why should someone else come on in?
Okay, for me personally, the only other experience I've had with martial arts was Taekwondo, and my daughter got tired of it because all they did was forms with invisible people, and I have no reservations about you guys and my child being in your classes, because I know they're going to learn proper technique, I know that you're going to make sure they're safe, and I know that they're going to actually use it hands-on with your supervision, watching them the whole time, and it's real. They're wrestling with a real person, and you have them change up and trade partners so they don't get used to wrestling with the same person and the same moves every time. What else was the other question you asked me?
Okay, what can they expect as far as, confidence and some of the life building skills that we teach and things like that?
After every class, you call them in together in a circle and you tell them about winning and losing, and that is not a success. Success is that you gave it your best. And even if you did not win, but you gave it your all, you can still hold your head up and you were successful. You give them the talk that if they are being bullied or something is bad happening at school and they need to talk to someone, that they can come to you and talk to you about it if they don't feel like it's something they can take to mom and dad. And that builds up their trust in you. My daughter, I don't know about the other kids, but I can say that my daughter has a lot of respect for you, and she sees you as an authority figure because you give your instructions in a very firm, directive, commanding type of way. And I just don't think children get enough of that at school. The school system has taken that out of the teachers' hands, and a lot of parents don't do it with their children. I would say to a parent looking at mixed or any type of martial arts that is not real. If they want their children to learn the self-discipline, the self-esteem, the confidence that you gain from martial arts, to go and to take it to somewhere that's going to use it in a hands-on type way, the way the hardcore gym does. Because the other places teach them form and technique and have them doing things with wooden boards or concrete blocks, but that's not going to happen in the real world when they're in a situation. Nobody is going to come up to them and say, I'm bullying you, but you have to break this board. Just let me know if you can really do it or not. I told Jade, I said, if anybody's ever picking on you, you know that all you have to do is grab them around the middle and throw them to the ground, even with all your 60-something pounds of weight. Get a good running start. Take them to the ground. Once you get them on the ground, you know what to do. And she will progressively learn more and more from the stage she's at. She's only been there for 6 months. And it's amazing what she's learned in just a short 6 months. And she will continue to progress and learn and build even more confidence the longer she's there and the more she learns. And you guys are just extremely kind to these children. If somebody is upset, you pull them aside, talk to them, tell them everything's okay. You can choose to sit out or stay in. And most of them choose to stay in. But you're not mean to them. I don't know what else to say about it.
I think you said it all.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.